Hey, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about the best deck that's currently in Pokemon TCG Pocket, at least according to a lot of other content creators, as well as the other people playing this game. I had to try this deck out for myself. I had all of the cards that I needed. It's basically going to be a rushdown deck with Starmie EX, along with Articuno EX. This is the deck right here. You can see right here, it's very simple. There's a lot of different variations of this deck right now. I think there's some players who are messing around with, I believe it's the Froakie line with, what is the Pokemon? Greninja, yeah. So a lot of players are messing around with this deck. It's currently what I consider meta. And yeah, as you can see right here, this is my version of it. I have 2 Starmie EXs, 2 Articuno EXs, along with 2 Misties. That's basically the core behind this deck. And then you have some general cards that you would use, 2 Potions, 2 X-Speeds, 2 Pokeballs, 2 Professor's Research, and 2 Sabrinas. And maybe I could take out a Sabrina and put in maybe a basic Pokemon of some sort, maybe like a Kangaskhan or maybe even Farfetch, just to have some sort of options. But overall, I feel like this deck is pretty good the way that it is. I do like having more than 1 Sabrinas in a deck, just because you have to be ready for anything. That's basically how a lot of these matches go. Now, there's going to be additional cards being added to TCG Pocket really soon, and I have to say that before those cards drop, I want to utilize this deck as much as I can in order to get as many wins as I can so that I could get some good experience. And that's basically what I've been doing. Now, this deck is not foolproof. There is certain decks that will just hard counter this deck, in particular Pikachu EX decks, which as soon as I see electric type energy in their pool, I tend to just think of it as a wash. It's really difficult to take down a Pikachu EX deck. I've certainly done it before, but in general, it's incredibly difficult. So yeah, looks like we're going to have an Articuno EX opener, which in my opinion is the best case scenario. There have been plenty of times where I've won with an Articuno as my first Pokemon, along with a Misty behind it, and it seems to do really well. And as you can see here, they're using a regular Articuno rather than an Articuno EX, so I feel like I have a bit of an advantage here, but we're just going to have to wait and see what this pans out to. I do believe they're going to go with a Froakie in the bench, and then they're going to build up a Greninja. That seems to be the way that a lot of players are going. And right now, I'm really hoping they do a red card, because I do not like this opening hand. Preferably, instead of Sabrina, I would like to have either Professor's Research or Misty. Both of those cards are going to be way better than having 2 Sabrinas. So maybe, like based on what I said earlier, having 2 Sabrinas in the deck may not necessarily be a good thing. But still, I do think this deck works out really well. Alright, so this is a very generic opener for this deck. I tend to go with Articuno EX and either Staryu, and then I try to build up the energy to at least try to get maybe 1 or 2 Blizzards off. But as of right now, it looks like they might jump in with a... oh, nope, never mind. I was really predicting... oh, that's a very perfectly timed red card. So what I was thinking they were going to do is X-Speed this Articuno, and then they were going to evolve this Staryu into Starmie EX, and that would have been really bad. That would have been devastating, but it looks like that's not the direction that they're going to go, and that makes me feel pretty good. So what I'm actually going to do, this is a bit risky, but I'm actually going to add some pressure by bringing out that Staryu and trying to take it down really quickly. I think this is going to be the right play, but I am predicting they're going to bring out a Starmie EX, and if they do, that's going to be pretty tough to take down. Alright, so it looks like the red card probably foiled their play. Oh, there goes the Sabrina. I kind of predicted that. Now I need the X-Speed, because this is not looking like a good situation. At the very least, I can... okay, this is fine. At the very least, I can get this Staryu back on the bench, and then get rid of their Staryu, which already puts me at an energy advantage. And those are the small things that you want to look for in these battles, I'm finding. So, yeah, this is looking to be a really good match so far. It looks like this is going to be a surefire win. It's going to be very difficult for them to recover after this because, yeah, I'm surprised they haven't even conceded yet, because you can look at the hand advantage, you can see the energy advantage. It's going to be very difficult for them to take this down. So yeah, there you go. I'm wondering what they're going to do behind this. I'm predicting they're going to either bring out an Articuno EX or maybe some sort of Pokemon like Jigglypuff. I don't know, but it looks like I have the much stronger water deck. And yeah, there we go again. They're going to try to stall it out as much as possible, which totally makes sense. Now what I could do here... Oh, look at the draw. Look at that. So what I'm going to do here is probably get them to concede, because this is going to be almost impossible for them to win at this point. Here we go. I'm going to retreat. Articuno goes in. And just for good measure, we'll do a Giovanni to hit some massive damage. And even if somehow they get rid of this Articuno EX, I'll have a Staryu in the back that will deal enough chip damage to take this down. Now let's see if they have another basic Pokemon, otherwise I'm going to be winning on the next turn. Alright, Professor's Research, they're going to be fishing, maybe a Pokeball. Yep, there we go. Here comes the basic Pokemon. We did predict this is going to happen, but I think it's pretty much a wash at this point. Okay, Articuno EX. Now things are looking very, very interesting, because they could end up paralyzing this Pokemon. And if they do, that's definitely going to cause some delay. Let's see what happens here. And Tails. Alright, it's a win. I don't see any way they could... Yeah, it's a win. I'm waiting for the concede. There it is. Yeah, this deck is pretty strong. I'm going to tell you right now. I just feel like it's the perfect combination. Just Starmie EX, Articuno EX, 2 Misties, that's pretty much all you need. I know there's going to be different variations of this deck. You pretty much saw it right there. They have regular Articunos, but I feel like this deck just works. I feel like this is the Goldilocks for this strategy. I mean, it's basically a rushdown deck. You're going to win within 7 turns. That's how powerful this deck is, but it does have its weaknesses. If you can stall it out with this deck and survive enough for you to get the setup, then yeah, you're going to have a much better time. But as of right now, I feel like the wins are just coming in. So yeah, this is basically like an S+ tier deck right now, and it's mainly because there's not too many cards out there. But I think outside of Pikachu EX decks, there's really no deck that has trouble with this strategy. Like, it's a very powerful deck. Now I could red card here to kind of throw them off, but I'm gonna opt not to do so, because when it comes to red card, you really want to use it in the most opportune time. That's what I'm starting to find. So this is going to be a typical control deck. You're going to see they're going to be using Jigglypuff, they're going to be using Cubone, and then they're going to try to finish it off with Marowak, which is a very powerful card. But as of right now, I feel like I could do really well with this deck. I'm wondering if I should start building up the energy for this. Yeah, I think I will. And then, just for good measure, let's see if we can get... Okay, there's a second Staryu. I'm going to slam down this Starmie EX. Give him a little bit of intimidation. And then why not? We want to keep Articuno EX in battle as long as possible, because we know that those sleeps are going to be coming. Wigglytuff EX and Marowak EX, it's a very strong combo. I don't think that's necessarily what they're going to be going for. Oh wow, that's a... Oh, well, there's Wigglytuff EX, there's Marowak EX. They pretty much had the perfect hand. I still am pretty confident about this, but we'll see what happens, because Dig is a very annoying card. I'm not happy about that. Yep. So there you go. No damage there. But what I could possibly do... So I probably should have used this first, because if I were to get a X speed... Okay, that's not bad. What I'm going to do is just build things out behind, but I am very concerned about those 2 cards on their bench. Those are very powerful cards right now. I feel like for the most part, a lot of people are using those cards to counter this particular deck. So let's see what ends up happening. I think we could be pretty... I think we're pretty good. I'm going to start bringing out Blizzards on this team. I do predict they're going to do a switch really soon here. Maybe not. They're trying to build it out. Really hoping this is a Tails. Although, at the same time, okay. It's only going to affect Dugtrio, right? Because Dugtrio is the one digging. So, I'm wondering if this is a strategy that could work. I wonder if I should... Yeah, let's do it. So, I'm going to Sabrina. That's what I'm going to do. See which one they bring out. Probably the Marowak, yep, because they want to get that damage. The thing is with Marowak, it's basically like a beefed up version of Kangaskhan. So it is a very scary card, but it could work out in your favor. That's what I'm finding. So what I'm going to do here is get one Blizzard off, maybe get some damage down. So that way, when we bring out our Starmie EX, it'll be enough to start taking down their Pokemon, hopefully. I'm really worried about that Wigglytuff though. That is a very annoying card, I'm not going to lie. It's a very tough card to deal with. But let's see what happens here. Hoping for 2 tails. Just 2 tails, that's all I need. If I get 1 heads, they get 1 heads, it's done. Up. That was close. Alright, well, we knew that was coming. It's a tough one. It's a tough break. There we go. We might be losing this one, not gonna lie. The setup had to be a little bit better. But let's see if we can get this Misty to save the day. We'll see. This could be toast though, unfortunately. Let's see what happens though. Let's see what happens. This is what I was just saying though. Like, if you can get a setup, oh yeah, I think it's over. If you can get a setup and survive the early turns, this deck kind of falls flat. Like, it doesn't do much in the later game. So, that's the problem with this deck. You really have to win within a certain number of turns, otherwise you're going to run into this very situation where you're going to be struggling. It's going to be tough. I mean, right now we have this Marowak EX doing work, but we also have that Wigglytuff on the bench, and that's going to be incredibly difficult to deal with. Alright, and we got Dugtrio once again, of course. So this is going to be stalling it out, and unfortunately, I'm very concerned about how I'm going to deal with this team. This is not looking good. This is not looking good, folks. Unless this is a Tails, this is not looking... Yep, this is not looking good. Maybe I can pull that second Sabrina. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I do. Alright, but now the question is, what do I want to do? Yeah, I feel like I have to do this. This is going to be ugly, but there really is no other option right now. We're going to have that Wigglytuff come out, which I predict. Yep. And we're going to be doing some damage to it, of course. But, yeah, this is not looking good. This is not looking good right now. What will save me is a potion. No. I'm actually thinking what needs to happen is this Starmie needs to not be asleep. Okay. And we need a Misty. Okay, that's not Misty. And I think we're toast. Unfortunately, I think we're toast. Oh, yay. Oh, wait, I realized I needed heads to wake it up. Yeah, it's over. Alright, well, there you go. This is, you can kind of see both cases, right? You can see how this deck wins very easily. You could also see what happens for this deck to lose. It just really depends on if your opponent can stall it out. Oops, I forgot to thank them. I've been having a bad habit of just not thanking my opponents. I really should get on that because, you know, they're playing the game. It's good sportsmanship, and you want to help out players. That's a good way to really build up the community. So, yeah, I'm going to make sure I do that. But yeah, that's the deck. It's a pretty good deck, in my opinion. I do think it's not too difficult to construct. Unfortunately, you do require 4 EX cards, which can be pretty tiresome to craft, but if you get really lucky with your pack openings and if you can run across these cards in the Wonder Picks, then yeah, I do think this deck is definitely constructible and you should definitely try it out, especially because we're going to be getting some new cards really soon, and I do predict that once we get those new cards, this deck will probably fall by the wayside. I do predict that happening, but we'll see. It's a very powerful deck. It's basically just a rushdown deck. Like, you could win really quickly with this deck, and that's good. That's a good thing, because you want to farm up experience. That's how you can get more packs. That's how you can get more hourglasses. As you level up, it's going to get you more resources, and that's pretty important. So, oh yeah, there you go. 100 versus battles. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. So, there you have it, folks. This is my, not mine, actually. It's a lot of people are using this deck, but this is the S+ tier Starmie EX deck that a lot of players are using. And yeah, that's basically how it works. So let me know your thoughts regarding this deck. I would like to have a very big... I would like to have a nice conversation with the TCG Pocket player base regarding deck building, because I'm still learning. I'm still new to this game. I do think there's a lot of things I can do to improve, but it's really going to come down to how many cards I get. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get more cards, especially before that new set starts. And yeah, I'll be able to construct more decks and have some more wins and some more variety in gameplay. But for now, I'm going to be using this deck. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one.